Hey guys, it's your BFF, and today we're going to do a stability ball workout. It should be a workout that you find a little shorter, but a lot of fun. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that you're on the ball. You can do some of these exercises right on the floor or on a bench. I'm going to establish a video that has you doing them on the bench just so that you have that variation, or if you don't own a ball. Some people are a little intimidated by the stability ball, but you don't need to be. I think once you use it a little bit, you'll find that it's a lot of fun. First thing we're going to do though is I'm going to show you that you just have some exercises we're going to roll out, and you just want to carefully walk your feet out and get into a neutral position, which is your lower legs are perpendicular to the floor, knees are bent of course, and your glutes are squeezed to keep you into this nice flat position. You don't want to dip down here because you lose the intensity of your core workout in the midst of your arms or legs that are working with the other exercises. And then when you want to come up, you just come back up. So you might want to practice that a few times of rolling out on the ball carefully. You're always going to hold your weights and go from your lap to your chest as you roll up and down. When you roll back up, you bring them from your chest down to your lap. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to show you the exercise and then do the repetitions. We won't take too much of a break between the 10 exercises, but when we get to the end of the 10, we'll just repeat the whole list. And you can do that as many times as you like, depending on how much fun you're having. So we're going to start with a chest press. Of course, you start with it on your lap. Then you roll them to your chest as you walk your feet out and roll down the ball. And this is going to be your chest fly. I'm using 12s today. And you're basically just going to do those flies like you would on the floor. Bring them up. Remember that little bend in the elbow. So you're hugging a tree at the top. We're going to do 10 to 12 reps each, depending on how heavy your weights are. These are medium weights, so we're going to go for 12. We have 6 more here. 5, 4, you got to keep your glutes squeezed. Keep that torso up. We don't want it dipping down. 3, 2, and 1. Then you carefully bring them to your chest. Carefully walk your feet up. The next exercise is going to be up on the ball. You want your back nice and tall, nice and straight, and we're going to do an overhead press where we start here in our goalpost position and you push up to the ceiling. Breathe out as you lift. Reach for the ceiling. Belly button squeezed in. And just bring those elbows down to shoulder height. I believe this is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those weights back down to your lap. Reset yourself. And remember, we're going to go back down into that lying position. Bring them to your chest. Walk your feet out carefully. Head, neck, and shoulders are supported by the ball. Make sure your head is on that ball. Should never be off. This one is your close grip press. So this is also a chest press, but works your bicep and your chest a little differently. The weights are going to hug each other, and they're going to push straight out. Bring them back in, right to your chest and middle torso. Breathe as you lift. Keep squeezing your glutes. Now I picked the 12s because I knew they were a weight that I could use for all of these initial exercises. And you need to pick a weight that fits you. 4, 3, 2, nice and controlled, and 1. Down to your chest. Walk your feet back up. Next we're going to do an Arnold Press, which oftentimes you need a little lighter weight for the Arnold. I actually don't have something in between these two weights, but you can pick a little lighter weight than the first weight you had. And of course this one again, you're going to get your back nice and straight and tall. Arnold Press, you're going to start with the weights in towards your face. Palms facing in, elbows together, And you can kind of make a J shape as you come out and twist and bring them in. So elbows together, palms in, and then you twist the palms out as you come out. All right? So we're going to do 12 of these. Breathe. And in general, you might be able to do a little heavier, but those 12s were going to be too heavy, I could tell. So dropping down is totally fine. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Sip of water. So those are our main arm exercises, and we'll repeat those again after we've done the whole list. So grab a sip of water. All right, so crunches. I generally don't like crunches on the floor because it's so hard to do them appropriately without pulling on our necks or hitting our lower back in a way that we shouldn't. So my favorite way to do them is on the stability ball. So thankfully that's what we're doing today. You're going to walk your feet out, and I want you to lean back, but I only want your lower back touching the ball. I want your shoulder blades to barely be brushing or just above. You're going to put your thumbs in the notches behind your ears. Elbows are going to stay wide. Your eyes are going to look up towards the ceiling. And you are going to use those lower ab muscles and pull up. The ball has a little give to it, so it's pretty forgiving. You want to dig your heels in. Inhale as you come down. Exhale as you come up. 4, 3, 2, 1. So some people want to do a crunch here, and that's using too much momentum. So really try to make sure that you get that angle, just the lower back in contact with the ball, shoulder blades are above it, floating, your head's floating, your fingertips are lightly at the back of your head, thumbs are in those notches, and you are looking up and pulling with those lower ab muscles. Just wanted to make sure you get that one. All right, Cobra fly. This is a little arm, little core, little legs. You're going to have your knee, you'll be on your knees. You're going to lean into the ball, and you kind of have to find your comfortable spot. You're going to hug the ball to begin with. Lighter weights for this, super light weights, or no weights at all. You're going to dig your toes in to make sure that you don't move around too much. And again, bring your belly button into your spine just like we always do for stability. And you're going to bring those arms out as you lift. So hug the ball, lift up. Hug the ball, lift up. And we're going to do 10 or 12 of those. Sometimes you have to reset. Make sure those toes are digging in to keep you stable. Ready? You're going to breathe. 3 more. And that's when you'll want to practice a little bit too. A couple times before you do it. You have to kind of get a feel for where that ball is going to hug your belly. The next one, you get to be on your back. Finally, you get to lay down. This is called a ball pass. We're going to pass the ball between our hands and our feet. If you bend your knees, it makes it a tiny bit easier, so you can start there. But you want to graduate to straight legs. So you're going to hug the ball with those feet right in the arches of those shoes. And here's where you're going to count. So you're going to count here. So when we cross our torso, you pass it to your hands, pass it to your feet. Everything comes back down. You do not have to touch the floor. Just going to go back and forth passing that ball. And you count every time it goes over your torso. So, here we go. Inhale when you're open. Exhale Inhale, exhale. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Halfway there. We have 6 more. Good. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. And that's a ball pass. Next, we're going to do a rollout. Just kind of go right through these. We'll take a break in just a second when we get through the first round of all 10 exercises. So this one is to emulate when you see that little wheel with the handles and you got to roll it out and pull it back in. Really bad for your back. I think they should throw them all away. This is a better version. You're up in the air a little bit. The elevation helps so that your back doesn't hurt. The other thing you can do is let your booty come out just a little bit with this one until you learn how to do this. You're going to use your lats and your core as well as your arms and your legs to pull the ball back in. That's the hardest part, so that's when you're going to breathe. So you're going to roll it out. Try as much as you can to keep a nice line from your head down to your tailbone. But, like I said, if you need to stick that booty out a little bit so that you get used to the movement, you can do that. But eventually, we want to get you to tuck that pelvis, keep that booty squeezed just a little to help you pull that ball back in. Hands are sideways, if you can't tell. My hands are like this. I roll it out, roll it back in. Everything's got to squeeze to bring it in. All right, so we're going to do 10 or 12 of those. Inhale out, exhale in. Basically stop the ball at your elbows. That's 6. Try to keep your toes in contact with the floor. Sometimes they'll want to pull up. 4 more. 2 more. Inhale out, exhale in. And that is your rollout. And the next one is also a fun one, but you have to be really careful. And again, you want to kind of explore as to how you get on the ball. So we're going to go into a pike after we're in a plank position on this ball. The easiest way is almost to feel like you're going on a sled ride. Come down and just roll onto the ball and walk your feet out, or your hands out, until your feet are close to the ball. Now, when you get started with this one, I want it at your knees. So it's touching the very lower thigh, right above my knee, to right below my knee. But as you get better, you can bring it out a little further. And what you're going to do is use your core muscles, squeeze your belly button to your spine, and you're going to roll those feet on that ball towards your head and pop your booty up in the air into a pike. And we're going to just keep rolling. Inhale down, exhale, inhale, exhale. Shoulders are feeling this, your core, your booty is engaged, and your legs a bit. You're just going to roll it out a bit, pop up your butt. You're almost going to feel like you're going to go over into a somersault, and you're going to stop short of that. A couple more. Roll it back, roll it in, use those core muscles, and roll it in. And then you gracefully try to get off the ball. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That wasn't too bad. And our final exercise is right on your back. One more time, one more exercise. Hang in there with me, then we'll take a break. You're going to bring it right to your butt. Heels are dug in, and your knees are going to be just past where your hips are. So they're not 90 degrees. You got to start it here so that they're a little closer to your chest and your head. And what you're going to do is lift into a bridge. So those feet are on top of the ball. You can use your hands on your butt if you'd like. Still squeeze your butt, but you can use a little bit of propping here to start with, because you're going to lengthen your legs and then bend them. Lengthen and bend. If you don't need to prop your butt, you can use your elbows for some stability and dig them into the mat. Help hold yourself up. And you're going to straighten and bend. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Holding your bridge as high as you can by squeezing your glutes, squeezing your core, belly button into your spine. And this is a hamstring curl. Get the back of the leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's your hamstring curl. Lower down carefully. And you're done with round 1. Get a sip of water, and we'll do it again. Okay guys, we're ready for our second round. And again, as I mentioned, if you're really having fun with this, you can just play the video again. We're just going to do 2 sets of all 10 exercises today, about 10 to 12 reps each. So we're ready for our second round. Hopefully you got some water. We've got our 12s, or I have my 12s. You pick whatever weight works for you for the first 2 or 3 exercises. We're going to start again with that chest fly. So again, to your lap, to your chest. As you walk carefully out, head, neck, and shoulders are supported. Walk your feet out so that they're at the distance you need to be able to squeeze your pelvis. Bring that torso up into alignment. Push out from your chest and go to it with those flies. Slight bend in the elbow again. Breathe. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This is 6. As you remember, the instability of the ball kind of adds a little bit to it. It also allows you to open up those arms a little further than being on the floor. So remember, don't go too heavy, but use a manageable weight so you can have that full range of motion. 3 more here. Keep squeezing your glutes. Don't let them drop down. Last one. And then to your chest carefully. Walk your feet in. We'll go into our overhead press. Sometimes we got to readjust. Nice and tall. Belly button squeezed in. Overhead press. We start here. Elbows straight out from your shoulders. Reach for the ceiling. Breathe. Breathe. Nice and controlled. 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, carefully down to your lap. We're going to roll back out carefully into that neutral position. Back is flat, pelvis is pushed up, glutes are squeezed, head, neck, and shoulders are supported. Organize yourself, organize your weights. You should be right over the middle of your torso. You're looking straight up and back down. Breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in. This works more the front of your shoulder, down through your bicep. 5 more. Ball wants to roll around. Just fight it. That's where your core comes in. Last one. Carefully walk back up. Switch weights if you need to. For this Arnold Press, those 12s are a little heavy for me. I did grab my 10s this time. And as I mentioned before, it's always good if you have a mirror. Helps you kind of make sure you're in the right position, have good form. All right, remember this one starts with elbows in front of your face. Make your J shape, that little curve. Nice and controlled again. your neck in neutral. Don't let those shoulders creep up around your ears. Try to relax them. I know that seems counterproductive as they're working. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put your weights down carefully. Sip of water. Again, I realize that sometimes being on this ball, I've been on it a lot, so I maybe make it look a little easier than what you're finding it. If it's your first time, totally fine. Just get used to it. If you're by yourself in a workout room, nobody can see, can't see through the camera, so you're fine. Just get a feel for it, and I think you'll really enjoy it once you get used to it. So we're going to go into those crunches. If you're a crunch lover, that's great. It's just a better way for you to do them. Again, roll down just so far enough for your lower back to be supported. Shoulder blades are above the ball. Thumbs are in the notches behind your ears. Elbows stay wide. Chin is up. And you're looking at the ceiling. Use those lower abs to pull you away from the ball. It's chest to your knees, not chin or head. Keep the shoulders square, elbows wide. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fun way to do crunches. Still will feel them. All right, we're going to go into our Cobra, fly. And again, remember, lighter weights or no weights. You're on your knees. You're going to rest your belly in on the ball. Give it a little hug. Get yourself organized and in position. Toes are dug in. Knees always touch the floor. They're not going to lift at all. And you're going to raise up by using your back muscles, using a little bit of the momentum of the weights in your hands as you bring your arms up, but it's very controlled. You're going to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 4 more. Some of it is controlling the bounce that you have against the ball. You don't want to bounce off of it, so you have to work to control that. You're done. So if you talk through it, it goes faster. All right, get to be on your back. Little breather. Not so much. All right, work your core some more. Put that ball between your feet. Get a nice grip on it. About halfway up the ball. Sometimes you just have to feel. All right, you're going to open, inhale, pass it, exhale, in, out, in, out. You're working to keep your back flat. It does not want to stay flat. It wants to come up off the mat. That's fine. Your work is to keep it flat as you open up. Inhale, exhale. You have about 5 more. 5, 4, back flat, 3, 2, and 1. You're done with those. Right, now to our rollout. Back up on those knees. I know it's a lot of work. If you need to take a break, just pause the video, take a break, get a sip of water. But we want to keep our momentum going, keep our heart rate up a little bit. All right, remember, squeeze your glutes, nice straight back, belly button squeezed in, shoulders are back and down from your ears, nice and square, keep your back as straight as you can, keep the pelvis tucked, pull it back in. Inhale out, exhale in. Don't go too far, shouldn't hit you underneath your arms, just beyond your shoulders or your elbows, right to the elbow, pull it back, keep the toes on the floor. Right to the elbow, pull it back. You gotta use those lats underneath your arms to pull it in. Squeeze your glutes. They help too. Keep your shoulders back and down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, remember, if that's super hard for you, it's totally fine. Start out by letting your booty come out a bit. Bring it in. Give yourself a little grace, and don't start full force until you feel comfortable tucking that booty in, pulling it back. All right. Next is the fun one. To take that little ride on your belly, carefully roll onto the ball, walk it out. And again, you want it right about your knees. Put your palms underneath your shoulders to start, but squeeze your belly button in. We don't want to be down here or up here. We want to be nice and flat. You can hold a plank right here if the pike is too hard. Just hold a plank just like this for 30 seconds, and you're done. But if you want to go into the pike, pull that booty up in the air. Use your core muscles. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. 5 more. Last one. And then carefully walk back and roll off. One more, guys. Hang in there. Got our hamstring curl. A little leg work in here. All this fun. Right, remember, up against your butt. Heels are dug in. Knees are over your chest instead of over your lower pelvis. Right here. Lift. Hold your butt up if you need to with your hands, or dig your elbows in. You're going to straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Straighten, bend. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Make sure you keep your vision up at the ceiling because your chin's already going to be tucked enough. You don't want any more pressure. 3, 2, and 1. And carefully lower back down. And you're done. Like I said, if you want a little bit more fun, just play the tape over as many times as you need to. Do at least 2 sets of all these exercises. 3 is even better. Have fun with it, and I will post another video where you can do most of those exercises or some modifications or variations if you don't have a ball and you want to do them on a bench or on the floor. Take care till next time.